Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
I'm Bruno Buquerque,
And I'm Walter Curti.
and this is our very first lesson of our very first course on teaching pronunciation. So, welcome everybody. It's good evening if you're watching this live. It's good morning or good afternoon if you're watching the recording.
Yes.
And so, to get us going on the topic of pronunciation, there are a couple of things I believe are important mentioning right here in our introduction. First thing is, this is not by any means an accent reduction course, because Walter and I were just talking before the live that there is no such thing as no accent or as neutral accent. So our idea here is to better equip teachers to deal with pronunciation in class. So first thing, I believe that when we're dealing with pronunciation, a lot of it seems to come from the mind, and people thinking about the sounds, and teachers thinking about the sounds and how the sounds work, and helping students. But pronunciation practice is not mental, it's a physical activity. So what I mean by that is we need physical practice of the sound and how the sounds are articulated in your mouth and, well, the whole speaking apparatus, right? So as with any physical activity, it demands practice. It takes time before you can automatize this articulation and produce the sounds without thinking about them. So if this takes time for us as teachers, obviously it takes time for students as well, right?
Yeah, just one little thing there that I wanted to add, Bruno, is that we mentioned accents there, and like you may have actually a very strong Brazilian accent when you're speaking English, and that doesn't mean like at all that you're mispronouncing anything. But the other thing could happen. Maybe you could have like a native like accent and still be mispronouncing words.
Yeah, and the goal here is always striving towards intelligibility and not mimicking an accent or another, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share my screen, not actually my screen, but so we can get into Underhill's phonemic chart. This was one thing that Taylor Vega reminded me earlier today. This is a phonemic chart. It's not the only one. It's only one that I like using a lot. It's quite, I like the way it's organized, and it's quite famous. So thank you, Adrian Underhill, for producing this, and thank you, Taylor Vega, for reminding me that this is not the only one, right? So what we want with this first class is to explore the vowels and the dipthongs in Underhill's chart. So you see lots of, let me shift, lots of symbols, weird symbols here, but you see that what the symbol looks like, especially for Brazilian teachers, is very close to their sound most of the time, right? So, for example, this is E, right? As you would expect. And this is U, as you would expect as well, right? And not to mention the consonants we're going to see next week, but same, P, it's a P, B, it's B, T is T, D is D, right? So the first thing, what I find key here in Underhill's organization of the chart is how the place where he put the symbols helps you with knowing the articulation of the sound and helping your student with the articulation of the sound. This means to say that Imagine your mouth. Let me see if I can draw this because it's backwards for me. Imagine your mouth is here. Can you see it? Like an open mouth here, like a big one, right? So you got your teeth, the bottom teeth and upper teeth and lips, right? And the back of your mouth. Yeah. So imagine this, but big, encompassing this thing here, right? This line. Yeah. So what does that mean? It means that this sound here, the E, is produced here in front of your mouth, right? Right close to the lips. You can see this if you get a pencil and hold a very long E here, like E. This has tension. So here in the front, you get tension on your lips. So E. Yeah. So E, hold a very long E here and touch your tongue with a pencil, a clean one. Say E, and then move a very long E to an U, and you see what happens. E. So you see that when you're moving from E to U, again, there's tension here, but when you go back, the lips are rounded. Lips are spread and tense. Lips are not tense. Lips are spread, not tense. Lips are rounded, not tense. Lips are rounded and tense, right? So here, this sound is oo, like rounded lips, and there is tension on your lips. Oo. This is oo, no tension. This is e, no tension. E, 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 oo, oo. Got it? Yeah. So we got E, right? So the movement here is in terms of the position of the sound and rounding lips slowly when you get here, right? This is like bed. So this bed, right? Bad. This is this is what we call this sound is the schwa. It's the easiest sound to produce in English. If you relax your mouth, relax your tongue, relax your jaw, and just vibrate your vocal cords, this is the schwa, right? It's usually not stressed. Most of the times not stressed. But as Marcos Murillo has shown in his Instagram account, you see schwa being stressed in a couple of different varieties of English. So be mindful of that. But as a rule of thumb, there's even this joke that we say be like schwa, because schwa is never stressed. Most of the time, schwa is not stressed, right? 90% of the time, we say. This is we're talking about say the American version of Underhill's chart. This is like car. No, this butter and better, better, butter, and right? So we got same thing happens, right? With the movement, if you hold an and you hold you see that the sound is moving back in your mouth. This, the butterfly thingy, it's the openest So this is very open. The difference between this and is among others, but here for reference is how open your jaw is. So again, remember we're saying that here E is up, so your jaw is up and your tongue is up as well. So you get E here. And then when you move down, you have to open your jaw. Hold a very long E, very long, and open your jaw gradually. You see what happens? You get Yeah. Right? It's nice, right? Yeah. So this is a. So whenever a student asks you, teacher, what is the difference between the place where you sleep, the bed, and Bolsonaro? That's bad and bed, bad and bed, right? So here, this is bad, open. This is the as in cut and up, right? So it's usually seen as the stressed version of the schwa, but you see, because it's in a different position here, this is telling you that your mouth, your jaw has to be a bit more down to produce this sound, right? So we get I, no tension, I, tension, no tension, but lower jaw and usually stressed, right? This is the like car, right? For American English, car. Yeah, here. So let's look at the sounds again. This is the tense E as in sheep, like ba, right? This is the not tense E as in ship. This is the U as in bull, and this is the tense U as in U. Walter, any ideas here? Help me out.
Food.
Sorry?
Food.
Ood.
Food. Yes, it would be the
Food.
of
Okay, so this is food. Yes, thank you. This is as in bad. This is the as in computer. Computer, right? Computer. This is the as in butter and better. This is the as in boss. As in bad, the opposite of good. As in cut and up, and as in R or car. Yeah, the dipthongs are exactly what you expect. They're the combination of the monothongs, and then you get a diphthong, right? So this is a, oi, o. You see, open, o, and o, right? So oi and o, I and ow. So we got a as in fate. We got oi as in Roy, the name. O as in boat. I as in, well, myself, I. And ow as in Walter, any ideas here? Ow.
now.
Now, as
Now.
in now, for example. Right? So this is the vowels, the monothongs, and the diphthongs of Adrian's Underhill American chart. So what I think you should take from this class is how the chart is organized here. So we got the mouth. I hope you can picture this in your heads, like a big mouth like this, right? So that you can feel the sound moving back upwards and downwards when you pronounce it. So here we got e, you, and then you round lips here. Here the mouth is a bit more open in neutral position, let's say. And then you have the schwa, very easy to pronounce, the and o, and then open your jaw a bit more, you get oops, and then with the diphthongs, soups here, a, oi, o, I, ow. And this is the first class of ELT in Brazil, how to teach pronunciation. Do we have Any questions? Hi, Walter. Welcome back.
Not yet, but Bruno, I actually thought of a question. I don't recall it right now, but it was about the schwa. It's supposed to be, and it's said to be the most common sound in the English language. And I think that let's say sometimes this is the good thing about knowing the IPA and knowing the chart with all the sounds and knowing all the phonemes. It's the ability to recognize the sounds in the words when we hear them.
Yes.
Could you think of some examples of words using the schwa that maybe people don't think about it?
For example, the thing with the schwa is that it almost always substitutes, not almost always, it quite often substitutes the unstressed vowels of words. So when, for example, a computer, so the first COM, that's computer. For example, from my books here, we got methodology. So methodology, that's a schwa there. What else?
Oh yeah, that actually makes me think of something. You mentioned it because you said it's never stressed, and it's really never stressed. So you're like, you are gonna very few examples of words that we have a schwa that is stressed in a word. I can't even think of one.
Yeah,
but
I believe that according to the standard, let's say, there's no such thing as a standard English, or but the schwa is not okay. We can put it like this: the schwa is not expected to be stressed in words, right?
Exactly.
Whenever it happens, and it's a common occurrence in certain variations of English, right? So if you're thinking about a Queen's English, it will probably not happen there, right? But because English is now a lingua franca and it's spoken everywhere, you might find stressed schwas in, say, Brazilian English, for example. Right?
Yeah. There is one thing I would add. I think that there are words in which, and this is something that happens a lot to Brazilians, like words such as intermediate, and then you have intermediate, intermediate. And because of the spelling, and then lots of people would mispronounce that part, like intermediate, and put a diphthong there, right? That would be a case. I do have one thing, like some words in which you could see vowel sounds that could really help people a lot with their pronunciation. One thing to bear in mind, I would add that words that start with the spelling of CON, for example, consist, Brazilians have a tendency to pronounce those words with an "a" sound, that one, right? The "a" sound, like consist, but it's not really, it's consist. And then you have some that will be pronounced with the schwa, right? And some that we pronounced with the "a," really. Like the word conjure would be the like "can," really, with "a" sound. And it happens with many words, such as the word mother, which is the sound, and then a lot of people pronounce it with the "a" sound, right? So it is the and sometimes it is mispronounced. It's one of the cases.
Yeah. And there's the whole issue with, for example, mother and mother.
Yes.
So is it mispronunciation? I remember some time ago, a friend of mine, Natalia, she wrote an article, and the key question of the article was, where do we draw the line between a variation and a mistake, right? And
Very interesting.
Still today, I have no idea where we draw the line. I would say we draw the line when it causes that this, say, deviation causes the communication to be broken,
Break, yeah.
and
absolutely.
then maybe then you would regard it as a mistake. But again, for example, if you're speaking to someone whose accent you're not familiar with, there might be communication breaks, and these are not mistakes. It's because you as a
Absolutely.
listener, you're not familiar. So
And
difficult.
like I also have to say that because we're not native speakers, so I think that in some cases there is a tendency that people actually understand a little more. You know, like let's say you're traveling and your pronunciation is maybe not quite there yet because you're like in a B1 level or that kind of thing, and people will make an effort, walk an extra mile in order to understand you, and they will be more understanding, like, oh, this person's not a native speaker, so it's fine to make mistakes, and it is fine to make mistakes always. But I think that Brazilians tend to be harsher to themselves than non-native speakers. Like we, like lots of people tend to be more judgmental with those things. But yeah, I agree 100% with what you said in that thing that you read. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. All right. So Walter, shall we wrap up
I
for
think
today?
so. Yes.
So thank you everyone for watching. Like and subscribe the video, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm new in this YouTuber thing, so bear with me. Thank you very much for coming, for watching, and I'll see you in the next class or next week or the next video, depending on your frequency here. See you and bye-bye.
Hey, thank you.